Hi, I'm Kym Brown. I'm the owner and artist behind Bombshell Revival Designs, and you're at home with me in my studio and you're watching Mondomedeusah TV. I've always been creative since I was a child. I never really had an outlet for it, and as I became an adult, I would make things for myself off and on, and I always heard, oh, you're so talented and you should do this for a living, and I always thought, oh, that's not going to happen. Well, I had the opportunity when I did a huge life change just before I turned 40 to go back to school full-time and study fashion design and live the artist life that I was always actually called to. So I finally answered the call and just followed my dream, and that's how I ended up where I am now. I've been fascinated with a lot of the things that people find horrifying or creepy, and to me there's a great beauty that can be brought out of those objects by putting them with things that are softer and more feminine, and making people view those images in a different way and making them think. It's just something I've always been attracted to. I don't really have a reason why I use those pieces, but they fascinate me when I see something creepy turned into something that really makes me think about things or attracts me to it. Well, it started off as a project at school. We had to come up with 6 or 7 different names and canvass people we knew and ask them which company name they liked the best. I came up with that one because at the time I was designing a pinup and rockabilly collection for school, and I was really intrigued by the whole pinup and bombshell look of the 40s and 50s. And then the revival was thinking about bringing back a time when women celebrated being feminine and always were dressed to go out, even if it was just to the grocery store. And the fact that I make over things as well, they're kind of revived pieces given new life. So I think it all works together. It's bringing out the best in a woman and making her feel like a modern day bombshell, and doing that with pieces that have been revived into new wearable art pieces. Yeah, I get inspired by different artwork. I can get inspired by suddenly seeing someone walking down the street in a certain piece. I can get inspired by a song I've heard, or by looking at a certain band's look. A lot of things inspire me. I just have to see the right image or the right vision, and all of a sudden I've come up with an idea. And a lot of imagery inspires me. When I come across image that I can print onto fabric and then incorporate into my design, that's kind of where the inspiration starts a lot of times for me. I don't duplicate anything. If you like an image on something, I can do that image again, but the piece won't look exactly the way the original one did that you saw. If it's the image you're attracted to, I can reuse that image, but I will not make something absolutely identical again for someone else. It's not who I am as a person. I don't like looking and being like everyone else, and I don't want to do that for anyone else. My stuff is very personal, just like tattoos are very personal, and a tattoo artist will not do the same tattoo on someone else. I don't want a customer of mine seeing the same thing on someone else if it was a personal item they ordered from me. Most of the time, if they're attracted to me doing work for them, they're attracted to what I do, what my pieces look like, or the vibe they give off. So at that point, I'm pretty sure that they want something more edgy, or something a little darker, or something unexpected. So I can usually gauge from there. I have had clients that are not so mainstream. They're more conservative. Sorry, they're more mainstream. They're more conservative, and they just need me to use my artistic talent to make them something that suits them. So I just kind of get an idea of who they are as a person, how they live their day-to-day life, if they need the piece for a certain event, how do they want to look or appear to others at that event. And that kind of helps me gauge how far I can go with them. Yeah, I get up in the morning and I take care of getting the kids off to school, and then I come back to the quiet and my space here, and I'm able to just do what I do for like the next 6 or 7 hours undisturbed, which is my time that I look forward to very much. And I usually have a project on the go, so I usually know what my plan is for that, and I put some tunes on and I just kind of zone out and do what I do. So just being in the surroundings I have, it's very eclectic and very collaged, and it's very inspirational just being down. This inspiration board was created based on a makeover I recently did to my own wedding dress, and that's part of my creative process as well. I will find images I like and I just collect them, and then every so often when I have a project to do, I paste them all down, and it sort of helps guide me into what the feel was that I was going for, or the elements I might want to put in. And And I put things there too so that I don't forget an idea I had when I'm creating something. And it helps to show that to a client too. You can compile all that and then ask them, is this where you were going with that? Is that what you were interested in? And which items do you like and you don't like? So that kind of helps an artist as well, or a designer, to deal with their client if they have a board prepared for that specific piece. These hats were actually, the form for them was just purchased at a local dollar store, and then all of the embellishing on it was done by me. And these are not as edgy or dark as some of my other pieces, but I do like to create things that are one of a kind and very artistic for the ladies that want something, you know, more that they could wear to work or to a garden wedding or something like that. And that's kind of where these were. This one has a more beachy theme with the seashells and stuff like that. And the other one's kind of got that steampunk Victorian look going to it. I have no idea, but these I found at an art supply and theater store, and they were in some reduced bin, and I have a thing for bats and things like that. So I thought these were just fantastic, and I would love to do more on this to funk it up and use them in a photo shoot. It would be really cool. This hat was created for a challenge for Altered Couture magazine. It's a North American publication that specifically deals with people that do what I do. They alter garments and accessories by taking existing things and combining them or making them into new pieces. And the challenge was to take a novel and design an outfit or an accessory that you were inspired to do based on the characters in the novel. And I chose the Night Circus, and I chose to do something that one of the patrons of the Night Circus might wear to go to one of their shows. And it won, and I had a feature article done on my pieces in that magazine. So that's what this was based on. I listen to a lot of different types of music, but when I'm working on my darker pieces, I tend to listen to things like Evanescence and Soundgarden and Shinedown and things like that. Those are kind of my favorite types of music. When I'm doing other pieces and I just want background, I'll listen to anything. I have a very eclectic and wide-based music choices. But when I'm really into my pieces that are a little darker, I tend to go that way with my music in the background as well, because it just feeds that creativity for me. And I have a few more coming up this summer, and I'm enjoying them. It's really just a lot of fun meeting people and getting them to see me and meet me and things like that. The sales of these things aren't as important right now. It's nice to make at least your table costs back, but the meeting of people and getting my name out there is more important right now. On my website at www.bombshellrevival.com. It's also connected to my Facebook page, which is under Bombshell Revival Designs. I do blog there when I have something new to talk about, a new piece or a show I'm doing, and that automatically posts to my Facebook page as well. So those are the media on the internet where you can find me. Oh, this one here is one of my favorite books. This is Nikki Sixx from Motley Crue. This gentleman is an amazing, amazing, amazing person. I've read his book, The Heroine Diaries, which is an autobiography about him, about what he went through. And this book is all of his artwork. It's just him and his photography and his ramblings about everything. And he's just very inspirational to me as a person, and his artwork, like, I get him and I get his artwork as well. This book is a huge inspiration for me, and just feeling like I'm normal, but there's other people out there like me and that create what I do and what I like to see. So this was a book that really inspired me, and his whole life story and all his musings and stuff. So this book really is a special book to me when I'm looking to be inspired. This is another book that's really awesome. This is all a book about doing steampunk creations and things like that, and the different hats you can make. I get a lot of inspiration from these people that do this artwork as well. So there's a fashion section in here, as well as people that have just made all kinds of interesting pieces. Here's another one on making, steampunk jewelry. So I do collect books specific to what I do and what I like to do. I have some books on the history of fashion and vintage fashion. Marilyn Monroe is a big thing to me too. I love her, and I've seen all her movies, and she's just wasn't really sad what her life was like, but she's a real inspiration to me too, of being strong. And I have, you know, books like this on, you know, pin-up stuff and things like that too. So a lot of this inspires me for when I'm doing things that are corseted and things like that. Oh yeah, this one here, I drew myself because I have a really, really close friend of mine who's also my son's godfather, and he's always called me since the day he met me creepy chick. So I drew that because I actually had it tattooed on my arm to just sort of honor him and I's friendship and relationship. So I kept the drawing just so that I could have it to look at. And I felt this one here, actually, I'm planning to eventually put this on something.
Nice.
Like a corset or a dress or something, or I don't know, but I'm thinking of putting it like right here or on the shoulder or something. It's like,
Okay.
So Halloween's my favorite time of year. I just grab everything at the dollar store and other stores once it's like really on sale, and I just put it away while I have it.